From the Home Slice News Center, this is the Daily Slice for Wednesday, December 21st, 2022. I'm D. Ray Knight. This is what's going on. Rapid City officials are considering following in the footsteps of Governor Kristi Noem and other government leaders in restricting the use of Tik Tok on city devices. Councilman Jason Solomon brought forward a resolution at Monday night's council meeting that would draft a policy banning the app on city devices and severely restricting access on city networks and accounts. Solomon said at the meeting that if the issue is big enough for the state and federal government to address, the city should take it into consideration as well. The council decided to refer the issue to the Legal and Finance Committee. Meanwhile, Governor Noem's ban on TikTok is being heeded at state colleges and universities. Amy Rose has more.
All public South Dakota universities appear to have removed their TikTok accounts in response to a ban ordered by Governor Kristi Noem. Last month, Noem issued an order prohibiting the app on state-owned devices, citing its ties to China. TikTok is a social media network owned by Chinese company ByteDance. State universities use the app to promote their schools and recruit prospective students. The University of South Dakota had the largest TikTok following among the state's public universities, with more than 20,000 followers.
The Douglas School District in Box Elder may be in line to receive $15 million in federal money thanks to the National Defense Authorization Act that has been pushed forward by the Senate Armed Services Committee and U.S. Senator Mike Rounds. Rounds pushed the act through in hopes of benefiting South Dakota economically, but also federally fund construction related to the B-21 Raider bomber at Ellsworth Air Force Base. Douglas receives funding because it is a federally impacted district, meaning that they do not receive as much local tax revenue as public schools outside of federal property. In national and international news, a Polish broadcaster says Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has crossed into Poland on his way to the United States. Zelensky is headed to Washington for a summit with President Joe Biden and to address Congress. Poland's private broadcaster TVN24 says Zelensky entered Poland early Wednesday. The trip is Zelensky's first known trip outside his country since Russia invaded in February. Meanwhile, the U.S. is sending more weapons to Ukraine. Amy Rose has the details.
The U.S. will send $1.8 billion in military aid to Ukraine in a massive package that will, for the first time, include a Patriot missile battery and precision-guided bombs for their fighter jets. The package comes as the Biden administration prepares to welcome Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to Washington. The aid is expected to be announced Wednesday. It signals an expansion by the U.S. in the kinds of advanced weaponry it will send to Ukraine to bolster the country's air defenses against an increasing barrage of Russian missile strikes. The package will include about $1 billion in weapons from Pentagon stocks.
Tensions remain high at the U.S.-Mexico border amid uncertainty over the future of restrictions on asylum seekers. The Biden administration on Tuesday asked the Supreme Court to lift the limits before Christmas. The U.S. government made its plea in a filing a day after Chief Justice John Roberts issued a temporary order to keep the pandemic-era limits on migrants in place. The restrictions had been slated to expire Wednesday. The federal government acknowledged that ending the restrictions would likely lead to disruption and a temporary increase in unlawful border crossings, but the government asked the court to reject efforts by a group of conservative leading states to maintain a measure that allows officials to expel many but not all asylum seekers. Your weather forecast from the Home Slice Weather Center. A wind chill warning is in effect until Friday. Windy and a snow shower is possible today with a high of 5 below. Windy tonight and 18 below. More of the same tomorrow with a high of 4 below zero. And that was your Daily Slice for Wednesday, December 21st, 2022. The Daily Slice is a production of Home Slice Media Group, hosted by D. Ray Knight with Amy Rose. Executive producer Mark Houston. Engineered by Chris Jacquez. I'm D. Ray Knight. Have a great day.